Assalamu alaikum. Hello students of class 9 business studies. I hope all of you are well. This is Mohammad Mohiuddin Sharkar, lecturer in chemistry, English medium morning shift, Rajaputra Model College. I have made a lecture on subject science, chapter 7, chapter name, use of acid, base and salt, and topic name acid. Now I am going to talk about on the contents of acid, use of acids, misuse of acids, loss and social effects. So let's start. So acid. What is acid? Any substances that produces hydrogen ion in water is called acid. Again, any substances that produce hydrogen ion in water is called acid. For example, hydrochloric acid, the chemical formula of hydrochloric acid is HCl. Sulfuric acid, the chemical formula of sulfuric acid is H2SO4. Acetic acid, the alternative name of acetic acid is ethanoic acid. So the chemical formula of acetic acid is CH3COOH. Carbonic acid, the chemical formula of carbonic acid is H2CO3. So acid can be organic or inorganic, but normally organic acids are weak acid. On the other hand, inorganic acid are strong acid. H2CO3 carbonic acid is an inorganic acid, but it is weak acid. So here we say hydrochloric acid plus water equal H plus, that means hydrogen ion plus Cl minus. The subscript H2O denotes the proton or hydrogen ion is dissolved in water. On the other hand, the subscript of H2O in the Cl minus, I mean chloride ion, denotes it dissolves in water. Or we can write it also H plus Cl minus, that is aqua. Aqua means water. For sulfuric acid, we get the same phenomena, H plus SO4 2 minus. Here in sulfuric acid there are two hydrogen atoms, that's why it will dissociate and form two H plus, I mean two hydrogen ion, and SO4 2 minus. Here we know SO4 2 minus is a radical, so its valency will be same of its charge number. We know in a radical is a group of atoms. Here sulfate ion, there are one sulfur atom and four oxygen atoms. That means it is a group of atoms and its charge is -2. That's why it is a radical and its charge is negative, and that will -2. So we can say in radicals the charge number will be the valency of them. So the valency of sulfate ion is 2. That's why we write it in sulfuric acid H2SO4. Here H2, the number of 2 denotes the valency of sulfate, and there is no number in sulfate. That's why we can say the valency of hydrogen is 1. So for we can write also acetic acid. So as in the water, acetic acid dissociate and form H plus and CH3COO minus, that is acetate ion or ethanoate ion. So the classification of acid, we can classify acid in two types. One is strong acid and another is weak acid. So what is strong acid? Acid that is completely dissociated in water and produce proton or hydrogen ion is called strong acid. We know the substance that produce hydrogen ion in water or aqueous solution, that is acid. So if it is completely dissociated and 100% dissociate to produce hydrogen ion, then it is called strong acid. So we can say again, acid that is completely dissociated in water and produce hydrogen ion is called strong acid. So For example, inorganic acid, almost all inorganic acids are strong acid. Already I have said it the previous slide. The H2SO4, I mean sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid. SnO3 is the chemical formula of nitric acid. Phosphoric acid, H3PO4, also the chemical formula of phosphoric acid. So for nitric acid, it will dissociate only one hydrogen ion because nitric acid has only one hydrogen atom, and that is nitrate ion. It's also a radicals. So its valency will be 1. So what is weak acid? Acid that is partially dissociated in water and produce hydrogen ion is called weak acid. Again, acid that is partially dissociated in water and produce hydrogen ion is called weak acid. We know any substances that dissociate in water and form hydrogen ion is called acid. But if it is partially dissociated or incomplete dissociated, that we can say that will be weak acid. So weak acid cannot be completely dissociated. So that's why the percentage of hydrogen ion in the aqueous solution will be low. That's how we can say it will be weak acid. For example, normally all organic acids are weak acid because the inorganic acid cannot be completely dissociated in water. So that will be weak acid. For example, acetic acid or ethanoic acid. The chemical formula of ethanoic acid is CH3COOH. Another is C6H8O7. This is the chemical formula of citric acid. So we can say C6H8O7 is the chemical formula of citric acid. So this will be citric acid. Another is oxalic acid. C2H2O4 is the chemical formula of oxalic acid. So if we dissociate water in acetic acid or citric acid or oxalic acid in water, it will produce hydrogen ion and that will be partially dissociated. So all of the organic acid will be weak acid. So here we can say carbonic acid is an inorganic acid, but it is weak acid because it is partially dissociated in water and produce hydrogen ion. I have already discussed in the previous slide. So we can say carbonic acid is though it is an inorganic acid, but it is weak acid. This is the chemical formula of oxalic acid. Also, it is the structural formula of oxalic acid. So we know the substance or the acid contain the number of hydrogen ion and that will react with water or dissociate in water, and the number of hydrogen ion that contains in the acid will be dissociate and produce the number of hydrogen ion. So HCl, there is only one hydrogen atom in HCl, so it will dissociate only one hydrogen ion. For sulfuric acid, there are two hydrogen in sulfuric acid of so it will dissociate two hydrogen ion. So for phosphoric acid, there are three hydrogen atom in phosphoric acid, so it will dissociate 3H+. For carbonic acid, it will dissociate 2 hydrogen ion because it contains 2 hydrogen atom. So here if we say or we can say the number of hydrogen atom contains a substance or acid will dissociate and form the number of hydrogen ion. So the number of hydrogen atom will be the same of number of hydrogen ion. So use of acids in daily life and caution. So we know in our daily life we use acid in different purposes, and although acid is very harmful for us, but it also very helpful for us. So it has both phenomena. It has advantages and disadvantages. So we will discuss the both phenomena. Okay. We know to neutralize base, acid is used. Suppose when wasp or scorpion sting, a base named histamine is released. So we can say wasp or scorpion contains histamine, and it is released when it is sting, and this histamine is responsible for irritation and swelling. To treat the sting, the paste used, which contains vinegar and baking soda, which are acid. So you can say histamine is a base, and we use to neutralize this histamine or this base, we use paste, and this paste contain vinegar and baking soda, which are acid. So we can say they react with the base, I mean histamine, and neutralize it. Therefore pain, irritation and swelling reducing. So this is the principle of acid and base. So we know between the reaction of acid and base, salt and water is formed. So in this reaction, for this particular reaction, histamine is a base and acid is used to neutralize this base. So what is happened? In acid contains H plus or proton, whereas in base histamine that contains hydroxyl ion. So between the reaction of histamine and acid, I mean vinegar, because the vinegar is an acid, that is acetic acid. So between the reaction of hydrogen ion which comes from acid and the hydroxyl ion which comes from base like histamine, and it produces water, that is neutralize the pain or irritation. So we can say therefore pain, irritation and swelling reducing by the using of acid to neutralize the base. Okay, in our daily life we know after taking rich food like pulao, biryani etc., we drink beverages like Pepsi etc. So why we use or we drink Pepsi after taking this rich food? Because we know in our stomach HCl, hydrochloric acid, is released. So if we take excess amount of rich food, the required hydrochloric acid cannot be produced from our stomach. So to digest it, to digest this food, we need more hydrochloric acid or more acid. So the supplying more hydrochloric acid or more acid, we drink different types of beverages like Pepsi, Coca-Cola. So the required acid comes from those beverages. That's why we drink beverages. To preserve pickles of mango, olive vinegar is mango or olive vinegar is used. So it is used in our daily lives. So what is vinegar? Already I have said vinegar, acetic acid is called the vinegar, but we can't say only acetic acid is called vinegar, but the percent, the 6 to 10% aqueous solution of acetic acid is called vinegar. 6 to 10% aqueous solution means that in this solution only acetic acid contains 6 or 10% and the rest of the percent is water. Borhani contains lactic acid. So we know sometimes we drink borhani after taking rich food because we know we need more acid, that borhani supplies those acid. That's why we take lactic acid. The chemical formula of baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. So NaHCO3, this is sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate, that is called baking soda, and it is used to puff baked items. Because carbon dioxide is produced from baking soda that puffs the baked product. So if we decompose some sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda, we know that both three are same. So carbon dioxide is produced from this product or this sodium hydrogen carbonate, so it puffs the baked products. The main ingredients of household toilet cleaner. So we know we use different types of toilet products in our daily lives or in our household purposes. So these toilet cleaners contains hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, etc., the inorganic of strong acid. So in battery, we know we also use battery that contains sulfuric acid. So we can say this the many types of acid is used in our daily lives. Acid produces inorganic fertilizers. So we know for our fertilizer purposes we use different types of fertilizers like ammonium nitrate, ammonium sulfate, ammonium phosphates. So these fertilizers are produced from different types of acid, like nitric acid produces ammonium nitrate. So we can say ammonium nitrate, we get ammonium nitrate from nitric acid. We also get ammonium sulfate from sulfuric acid and ammonium phosphate from phosphoric acid. Acids, specifically strong acids, are harmful for human health and body. So exposure of any human organ to concentrated strong acid result to severe burning leading to permanent lesion. So we have to, so we can say we have to more sincere to use these acids because it can be harm for our body. Okay, so this is the identification of acidity. So how we can identify the solution or something is acidic or basic? So I am talking about only for acidity. We know we can identify acid by using litmus paper. So acid, the blue litmus turns into red. On the other hand, the bases, the red litmus turns into blue. So in these cases I am talking about identification of acid. So that's why we will also we use the blue litmus. If the litmus turns into red, then we can say this solution or this object or something that is acidic. So if blue litmus turns into red, that we can say that is acidic. So the solution is acidic. So my dear student, this is your lesson. So if you have any query, you can ask me, and you can also write below the comment box, so I will try to give you an answer. Okay, thank you all.